Hi, it's Samrat. Welcome back to a second video. Well, with the 2019 general elections just around the corner, I think it is appropriate to take a glance at the history of the Indian general elections since independence. This video will be divided into two parts. Today, we will take a look into the first part of the entire video, the first Indian general election. The first Indian general election was held from 25th October 1951 to 21st February 1952. This was the first election to the Lok Sabha since India became independent in August 1947. It was conducted under the provisions of the Indian Constitution, which was adopted on 26 November 1949. Elections to the most of the state legislatures took place simultaneously. 1,849 candidates competed for 489 seats in the Lok Sabha. More than 173 million people out of an overall population of about 360 million were eligible to vote, making it the largest election conducted at that time. The voter turnout was 45.7%. The Indian National Congress (INC) won a landslide victory, winning 364 out of the 489 seats and 45% of the total votes polled. This was over 4 times as many votes as the second largest party. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru became the first democratically elected Prime Minister of a country. The 1957 Indian General Election. This election was held from 24th February to 9th June 1957. They were held 5 years after the first general election, according to the provisions of the Constitution of India. Under the leadership of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the Indian National Congress easily won a second term to power, taking 371 out of the 494 seats. They gained an extra 7 seats, with the size of the Lok Sabha had been increased by 5, and their vote share increased from 45% to 47.8%. In addition, 19.3% of the votes and 42 seats went to the independent candidates, the highest of any Indian general election till now. The 1962 Indian general election. The Indian general election of 1962 elected the third Lok Sabha of India and was held from 19th to 25th February. Unlike the previous two elections, but as with all subsequent elections, each constituency elected a single member for the first time. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru won another landslide victory in his third and final election campaign. The Indian National Congress took 44.7% of the votes and won 361 out of the 494 seats. This was only slightly lower than in the previous two elections, and they still held over 70% of the seats in the Lok Sabha. The Indian general election of 1967 elected the 4th Lok Sabha of India. It was held from 17th to 21st February. Under the leadership of Srimati Indira Gandhi, the Indian National Congress won a 4th consecutive term to power and with over 54% of the seat. Internal divisions were emerging in the Indian National Congress, and its two popular leaders, Nehru and Shastri, had both died. Srimati Indira Gandhi had succeeded Shastri as the leader, but a rift had emerged between her and the Deputy Prime Minister, Morarji Desai, who had been a rival in the 1966 party leadership contest. The 1971 Indian General Election. India held general elections to the 5th Lok Sabha in March 1971. This was the 5th election since independence. Under the leadership of Srimati Indira Gandhi, the Indian National Congress, our faction, led a campaign which focused on reducing poverty and won a landslide victory, overcoming a split in the party and regaining many of the seats lost in the previous election. During her previous term, there had been internal divisions in the Indian National Congress between Indira Gandhi and the party establishment, especially with Morarji Desai. In the year 1969, she was expelled from the party, causing a split. Most of the Congress MPs and grassroots supporters joined Indira Gandhi's Indian National Congress R faction, which was recognized by the Election Commission as being the successor to the previous party. 31 MPs who opposed Gandhi became the Indian National Congress O faction. The 1977 Indian general elections. In a major turn of events, the ruling Congress lost control of India for the first time in independent India in the Indian general elections of 1977. The hastily formed Janata alliance of parties opposed to the ruling Congress party won 294 seats. Morarji Desai was chosen as the leader of the alliance in the newly formed parliament and thus became India's first non-Congress Prime Minister on 24th March 1977. The Congress lost nearly 200 seats. The election came after the end of the emergency period. The 1980 Indian general election. India held general elections to the 7th Lok Sabha in January 1980. The Janata Party came into power after the elections to the 6th Lok Sabha held in 1977, riding on the public anger against the Congress and the emergency rule. But its position was weakened. The loose coalition barely held on to a majority with only 295 seats in the Lok Sabha and never quite had a firm grip on the power. In the ensuing elections, the Congress I won 353 Lok Sabha seats in January 1980 and the Janata Party, or what remained of the alliance, won only 31 seats, whereas Charan Singh's Janata Party Secular won 41 seats. The 1984 Indian general elections. The general elections were held in India in 1984, soon after the assassination of the previous Prime Minister, Srimati Indira Gandhi. Though the vote in Assam and Punjab was delayed until 1985 due to the ongoing fighting. The election was a landslide victory for the Indian National Congress of Rajiv Gandhi, which won 404 out of the 514 seats elected in 1984, and a further of 10 in the delayed elections. The Telugu Desam Party of N.T. Rama Rao, a regional political party from the southern state of Andhra Pradesh, was the second largest party, winning 30 seats, thus achieving the distinction of becoming the first regional party to become a national opposition party. The 1989 Indian general election. General elections were held in India in 1989 to elect the members of the 9th Lok Sabha. VP Singh united the entire disparate spectrum of parties, including regional parties such as the Telugu Desam Party, the Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam, and the Assam Gana Parishad, forming the National Front with N.T. Rama Rao as president and VP Singh as convener, with additional outside support from the Bharatiya Janata Party and the Communist Party of India led front. They defeated the Rajiv Gandhi's Congress I in the 1989 general elections. The 1991 Indian general election. General elections were held in India in 1991 to elect the members of the 10th Lok Sabha. The result of the election was that no party could get a majority. So a minority government with Indian National Congress with outside help of the left parties was formed, resulting in a stable government for the next 5 years under the new Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao. The 1991 Indian general election were held because the previous Lok Sabha had been dissolved just 16 months after government formation. The elections were held in a polarized environment and are also referred to as the Mandal Mandir elections after the two most important poll issues, the Mandal Commission fallout and the Ram Janmabhoomi Babri Masjid issue. Well, I would like to thank you now for watching my video. Hope you liked it. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, share and comment. And please stay tuned for the second part of this video.